I wanted a new rug for my dining room, but couldn't find exactly what I wanted, so I decided to make my own, beginning with measuring the space. Then I grabbed a drop cloth. I marked the drop cloth 1 inch more than my dimensions and drew a straight line. I cut the fabric along the lines that I had just created, and then I ironed out the drop cloth nice and flat, making sure to press the creases. Next, I folded over the edges 1/2 inch and pressed it down firmly. Then, I sewed along the edge at 4.5, making sure the fabric edge lined up with the edge of the sewing machine presser foot. Then I checked all of the sewn edges, cut the excess thread, and began to stencil by marking the stencil along all the edges and in the center. Next, I drew lines along the markings, vertically and horizontally. Then I grabbed the acrylic paint and began stenciling, using dabbing motions and brush motions from the inside out. Next, I laid down the stencil in the next square, taped it down with painter's tape, and continued to stencil, repeating this process along the center and then on the outside edges. Once you have finished, let your drop cloth dry overnight, and then take a stiff bristle brush and begin to draw the grout lines or paint on top of the lines you have created. I recommend working from the top towards you so that you don't accidentally mess up any of your lines. Then you can dab some pencil dots on with an eraser, and you have a beautiful stenciled tiled rug for your home. I hope this video has inspired you to create a custom rug for your next DIY project.
An outdoor rug can pull a patio together, but have you seen how expensive they are? You'll need a plain outdoor rug. I found this 6 by 8 foot rug at Home Depot for only $20. First, lay the rug out flat. If your rug has a loose weave, put a drop cloth down first. Make a border with the painter's tape. I want my border to sit a bit in from the very edge of the rug, so I've pressed down 2 layers of tape first. Using the measuring tape, measure out the thickness of the border and put down another line of tape. My border is 6 inches thick. Cut the drop cloth in a few pieces and line the edge of your tape. Spray straight down in short bursts while painting the middle area and angle towards the middle slightly as you spray along the edges. Since your tape is sitting on carpet and not a flat surface, there will be gaps under the tape. The angle will help direct the paint away from those gaps as you spray the border's edging. To make the corners, carefully pull the tape away from one end until it lines up with its perpendicular border edge. Add tape to connect both areas and spray paint. Remove the tape and allow to dry. Find the middle of your rug with a measuring tape and mark it with a piece of painter's tape. Spray the back of the stencil with the adhesive. Allow to dry for 3 to 5 minutes so it sets for a temporary bond and not a permanent one. Place the stencil in the middle and press down. Surround the stencil with the drop cloth and spray straight down in short bursts. As soon as you finish painting in this spot, remove the stencil and reposition in a corner. Do not allow the stencil to sit on the rug and dry. Once you reposition, you may want to use a glove or a paper towel to press the stencil down, as the surface will still be wet from the last spray. Surround with the drop cloth and spray again. I found that I got 2 to 3 spots painted before I needed to reapply the spray adhesive again. As it gets less sticky, it will allow for more gaps and overspray. Continue until you have the middle and 4 corners stenciled. Make sure you don't walk on the painted areas until they are fully dried. I'm taping up a portion of the stencil so I can continue painting with a smaller pattern. Respray with the adhesive, allow to set, and position the new stencil where desired. I'm creating one more even smaller stencil for the last round of painting. Continue repositioning and painting until you have your desired look.
Pick up 4 doormats and duct tape from Dollar Tree. Tape 2 doormats together with duct tape. Make sure they are lined up on all of the edges. Attach the other 2 doormats to create one larger mat. Secure with duct tape across the outer and inner edges. Add duct tape strips all across one side of the mat, covering it completely. Take fabric of choice and wrap it around the large mat. Cut the edges of the fabric to make it about 3 to 4 inches wider than the perimeter of the mat. Fold around the mat and use a hot glue gun to secure the fabric in place. Take Scotchgard and spray a couple of layers on the mat outdoors to add a protective waterproof layer to make sure that this mat lasts. There you have it, an inexpensive way to create your own bath mat or small area rug for your home for less than $7. I hope this inspired you to try this Dollar Tree area rug project. Thank you for watching Home Talk, and see you next time.
I scooped up this rug off of Facebook Marketplace. There were some small yellow spots and a little bit of staining, so I decided it needed a new look. I am going to vacuum the rug, making sure I get rid of any hair or dirt that are in the fibers, and then I'm going to make sure that I spray the whole rug with just some water in a spray bottle just to saturate the rug and get it a little bit damp before dyeing it. I followed the instructions on the back of the dye box for how to mix up my dye, but I did make sure I use boiling hot water, and I'm also using a spray bottle so that I can spray it onto my rug. So I just went ahead and sprayed on the dye, covering the entire rug. I was in such a hurry to get my rug done that I did forget to put on gloves at first, so don't be like me and make sure you put on gloves or you will end up with this dye all over your fingers. You can also take a cloth and rub the dye into the fibers of the rug, and then I'm also doing a second coat of the dye to get the desired color that I'm after. While my dye is setting into my rug, I'm going to make some tassels with the yarn that I picked up. So I'm going to begin by looping around the yarn around my 4 fingers until I have the desired thickness for my tassel. You can make them as thin or as thick as you want. Then I'm going to cut off a piece of string and I'm going to loop that underneath of my tassel ball, and I'm going to tie it at the top. So I'm just going to tie it like this in a couple of quick knots. Then I'm going to take another piece of yarn that I've cut off that's about 6 to 10 inches, and I'm going to take my tassel little ball here and I'm going to place that underneath close to the top but leaving about a ½ inch, and then I'm going to tie that off to create the head of my tassel. So when you pull it nice and tight here, it creates a little ball at the top, and I'm just going to double knot that as well. Then I'm going to come in with a pair of scissors and I'm going to push my thumb through this little loop here that we have, and I'm going to take the scissors and I'm going to cut open the loop. So now we have the phrase of our tassel, and then I'm just going to use my scissors to cut it and adjust it to whatever length, trim them up so they're all the same length and size. So this is one tassel done here, and then I made a whole bunch of tassels. I just kept sitting there making tassels till I had a ton that I'm going to place on my rug at the ends. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to line them out. Now because of this ombre wool, I ended up with lighter tassels and darker tassels, which I thought was pretty neat. So I'm going to actually do one dark and one light every other. Then I took this big darning needle and I just threaded the end of the tassel on there, and then I pushed it through the border of my rug, and I'm going to just tie it on. Once I had it all tied on and secure, I just trimmed off the ends with a pair of scissors, and then continued working on down the rug to tie the rest of them on. Once I had them all tied on, this is my finished rug here. I've set it up in my entryway with a nice bohemian feel. I've layered a jute rug underneath, and I just love the uniqueness of this rug. So I could have been a little bit more even with the dye, but honestly, I do love the uniqueness of this, and it's something that I made practically for nothing. I got this rug for a steal of a deal. Thanks so much for tuning into Home Talk, and we'll see you on another video.